on this computer. Hi, hello everybody. We are ready to get started with some yoga. We're meeting in the gym now to save on security having to open up Harbison for us meeting room. So join us when you can if you want to be here live and in person. We usually meet for 9 to 9:45-ish, whatever works pretty good on a Friday. And I'll save the recording. So if you want to just try it out, you can. Know that when you yoga, if it hurts, stop doing it. So take good care of yourself. When your body sends you a message about pain, it is a message that you need to attend to. And just because the little yoga lady is recommending something doesn't mean if your body says, ow, 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 that means no, don't pay attention. All right. So I got a buddy here to get started, but I want to share with you what we'll be doing today. We're going to be looking at an anchor. All right. And we're going to be at the top of the anchor today. And we're going to think about our breath today. All right. Circles going round and round. And we're going to think about this being God. All right. So God is the top of the anchor and we're anchored in God's love. All right. But that's what we're going to be thinking about today. All right. So we're going to start at the top of our mat. And you're going to roll your shoulders up and back and down. Really feel your feet connect with the ground, and we'll be playing with this camera so that we can get the most of the view. All right. So this time of year, your shoulders are, extra scrunchy because of the weather. And those of you who are not on campus don't know this, but the library is cold. It's very cold. And so when you start to scrunch up, you get tightness and tension in places that don't feel good. All right. So really feel the ground with the feet. Really squeeze the muscles in your legs and your tummy and roll those shoulders one more time up to the ears and back and down where God designed them to be and not where we often put them with our cold weather and our cold libraries and our stress and tension. And then really spark through the fingers and the arms and just make everything strong here like you are a mountain. You are unshakable, sturdy, and strong. Oh, is that another? You think somebody else is coming? I hope so. But let me open the door just in case. Yay! I think we got another customer. Hey, you coming? It's all good. You're here. Come on in. We're doing a Zoom recording. All right, so just make yourself at home, and if anything hurts, don't do it. All right, don't do what doesn't feel good. Listen to your body. All right, so we were just starting at the top of our mats and taking some good deep breaths. Really feel your feet. You can be however you're comfortable is good. You can keep your feet warm. You can keep your shoes on. You can be in your barefootsies. All right, and we're going to start off with some deep breaths. So breathe in and reach hands high. And exhale and bring your hands down by your side. And Stephen, we were just talking about that this time of year, we're really extra scrunchy in shoulders because of the cold weather and cold library. so this kind of movements today will kind of be taking care of our shoulders and making sure we can loosen them up. And of course, that's another place that people hold stress and tension and tightness in their bodies. Breath in, reach high. And exhale, lower your hands. All right, now we're going to add on. We're going to breathe in and reach our hands high. And then we're going to reach down towards our knees. And then maybe if it feels good in your body, you might can reach down towards your shins. And maybe that's all you got today. But maybe you got more and you can reach down towards your ankles. And then you can always use tools like all those books you have around the house for studying. You can use the yoga blocks to reach down to if the floor is not accessible. And of course, you can bend your knees too. That'll work. All right, push into the floor from this fold, squeeze the leg muscles, squeeze the tummy muscles, and breathe in. And now bring those wings out over the sides of the mat and up to the sky and down. All right, so we're just adding on just a little bit by little bit. Breath in, reach high. Exhale, fold wherever a fold feels right for you. And then push your feet through the floor. Squeeze the muscles in your legs, tummy and back, and then push through as you breathe in and reach high. Okay, everybody good so far? So far, so good. All right, now we're going to add on. So we're going to breath in and reach high. Exhale, find that forward fold. Then you're going to squeeze the tummy muscles and try to make the back long and strong as you reach for the shins or the thighs. And let me take off a layer. Woohoo! Warming up is a good thing. Now, this is called halfway lift and lengthen, and it's great for strengthening muscles in the core, which is really good stuff for being healthy and strong and having good posture and being tallest person we can be. Still working on that. Reach back down and then push your feet through the floor. Squeeze all the muscles to support as you reach up high. All right, hands down by your side. All right, breathe in, reach high, exhale, fold and reach for whatever is a fold for you. Inhale, come up halfway. Strong, long back, crown of the head, reaching over the top of that mat. And then exhale, reach back down, push through the floor, squeeze the leg muscle, squeeze the tummy and the back and reach up. All right, now the purpose of this, oh yeah, you can go back on your side or you can make prayer hands, sorry. The purpose of this is to warm up. So you've already taken off a layer, I've taken off a layer. All right, here we go. Breath in, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, reach back down. And this time, walk your knees to the mat. All right. Now you're in what's called the table position. And the table position is knees under hips and hands under shoulders. Okay. And you can also take them like this. How about that? And that'll keep them under shoulders. That'll work. Yeah. And then you can breath in and lower your belly and lift your tailbone and your chin. And breath out, you can take your back up to the ceiling and let your head really dangle here. And then stretch out all the wrinkles and tightness and tension of the neck with the head. The head is like heavy, like, oh gosh, Lily, and you probably can tell us, but it's like a bowling ball. It weighs several pounds, actually, doesn't it? And so when you use it to help kind of just dangle there and take a yes or a no, it can help you lengthen through the neck. All right, that from that arch, find that dip. Now, depending on your back and what's happening in your body, that may feel good or not. So go as deep or as much of a bend in the back as you would like. Breath in here and breath out as you roll up. This is called a cat and a cow in yoga. Or a happy cat now. When you go down with the belly, lifting chin and tailbone. And an angry cat. All right, now come to neutral spine where the back is just long, and let's play a little bit with shoulder blades. So see if you can push through your palms and open up the blades on the back of the body, creating space between your shoulder blades, like you're kind of pushing up through the hands. And then see if you can slunk them and tighten them together as you kind of slunk the upper back, keeping the belly tight here as you work. So it's just opening shoulder blades and closing shoulder blades. Does that make sense? Kinda. All right. So walk your hands to the mat and to your knees and come on up and let me show you. Oops, let me show you. I'm going to show you guys like this and then I'll show them. All right. So put your hands out in front of you and pushing forward opens the back. Right? And then pulling backwards is going to tighten those bones in the back. Yeah. All right. So try it like this way. Push it forward because it's just another way to get her done. And you're probably likely to be more where you can do it this way than on your hands and knees. All right. Forward and back. And again, this is just trying to loosen shoulders up and not misusing shoulders. We misuse our shoulders a lot. Okay. All right. Come on back down. Your hands can be on the block or the floor. Take your toes into the floor and lift the hips high. And this is your downward facing dog in yoga. So the idea is you're like an upside down V here. And if that doesn't feel good on your wrist, you can, thankfully we're in the gym, right? You can use the weights around you. But you can use the weight like two weights and hold them like this, like for where you're and that just keeps the wrist long and straight. So if anybody has wrist issues, weights can be helpful. All right, down dog. Pedal the dog, pushing the heels into the floor. Stretch the tail of a dog while lifting a leg behind you. And there are no blue ribbons for getting a leg higher than not. So just do what feels right and good today. Remember that you are uniquely created by God the Father. And when he did it, he said, this is good. So whatever you're doing today is a good thing. All right, here we go. Up with the opposite leg. You're taking care of yourself. You're breathing, you're stretching, you're strengthening, practicing some balance so that you can be a healthy version of you. All right, bring the tail of the dog down. Shake your doggy tail from side to side. And then walk your paws together. Inhale, come up halfway. Oh, push and then pull. Yeah, you got another customer?
No, just ventilation. I'm feeling.
Oh, is there any way to do that here? Okay. Oh, bless it. That's something to think of. I can bring a fan. I just didn't even think about that.
And there's some plants here. Let me check this one.
Okay, yeah. Okay, good. Well, thank you for taking care of you. All right. So we're nice and tall again. So breathe your wings up and breathe them down. All right. How are you feeling? Are you warm? Okay, good. All right. So we're working on breaths today because we were looking at the top of the anchor. All right. And that we're anchored in God's love. And so we're going to think about God the Father today and the anchor. So we're breathing. So I want you to imagine that you're on a Ferris wheel as you stand here. And I want you to feel the breath start at the like getting on the Ferris wheel and then breathe in as you ride all the way up to the top. So you have that really magnificent view of everything there is in the amusement park. And then exhale and match the out breath with the in breath. So breath in and breath out. So you're just matching an exhale and an inhale when you breathe like a circle. Now, the other thing I want you to think about, and I just love this from Pastor Bobby's Old Testament survey class that no longer exists, but he talks about breathing in Yah, exhaling way, and how that breath is really the breath of God, right? Breath in, Yah, exhale, way. So anytime you need to pray, all you gotta do is breathe a breath prayer because you're praising God, breath in and breath out. You're also calling on him for moments when you need that strength and courage. And breath in and breath out. Now, the next breath pattern I want you to explore is another shape, and it could be a square or a rectangle, but I love the rectangle because you can use a book or a blocker. It's a great little brain break when you're studying. You can breathe in on the short side and breathe out on the long side. So now this isn't matching. This is a lengthened exhale, breathing in and breathing out. And the scoop is that longer exhales really relax the body. Breath in and breath out. So if you use a square, you're back to the circle idea where you're just matching the breath, which is not a problem. But I find I'm just tactile and visual, and I just love, pick up one of those books you're reading and take a breath break so that you can have more courage and confidence, so you can be calm and more centered, so that you can be ready to absorb the information you're trying to get in that brain. And one more breath in. And if I go too fast or too slow, you make your own work. All right. Okay, come on down and let's practice some strengthening postures, and then we'll, like I say, this time goes really fast, so we'll just be ready to do some resting. All right, so take one leg forward and one leg back. Now, this is one of my favorite postures. It's called a warrior one or a hero pose. The trick is the forward knee is bent. And it's the ankle, the knee is over the ankle. So you just try and if you want to turn around and look and see what you look like in the mirror, that's all good too. We didn't have that over at Harbison Beanery. But the thing about me that I notice, and just you pay attention to your own body, is my knees will go in or out if I'm not like concentrating. So that just means other parts of me are tightening and pulling, and it's just you are who you are based on all the experiences and life that you've lived. And if you were completely symmetrical and perfectly balanced, you would have not lived a very exciting life. You would be boring, right? So the fact that I hauled school bags on shoulders and the way I gimp and all that means I've lived a colorful life, which I know you're not surprised. All right, here we go. So the back leg is going to take the toes to either 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, depending on what you got, on which clock you're looking at. And the idea is this back leg is stretching the muscles all around the hip joint. So those muscles are called hip flexors, and there's lots of them, and they're deep within the joint. And so what you're trying to do here is stretch those muscles as you work the forward leg. All right. The weight is in the outside of the feet and the ball of the pink, like the big toe mound of the foot. And then if that's not enough, then we're going to lift our arms. All right. So it's like walking into a bubble gum and trying to whistle a tune, right? I mean, you got a lot of things you're thinking about, but look how much you're working, and it's just you and a rubber mat and gravity. I love it. All right. If you feel your shoulders starting to eat space up to your ears, you can take them Y, like a letter Y, or you can take them like a cactus, bend the elbows and roll the pinkies towards one another. Yay. Breathing in and breathing out. Now you start to shake. That's good. All right. Welcome all that wobbling, because you are balancing and strengthening and stretching all at the same time. Now that's warrior one pose or hero pose. And there's several ways to be a strong warrior in yoga. The next one's called warrior three. Notice we skipped a two because we'd have to change our feet. We're going to keep our feet in the same way, and we're going to see ourselves balance on the forward leg. You're going to use your blocks to help you be reaching towards the ground. And so you can turn them up. Blocks have lots of ways to work. You can like this. And you can also, we have tons of blocks. So you know what? You can put them the other way, like lay them down like this, and you can make a tower. If you want. I mean, you don't have to, but that's one way to get her done. All right. And so you're leaning and reaching towards those blocks, and you're balancing now on that foot that was the bent leg. The back leg lifts or not. It may just touch the floor with the toes. And belly button is reaching towards the floor. You don't lock out the knee. Keep a little bend there so that we don't pass out. And keep the crown of the head reaching forward. Pull the belly in, tighten through the back muscles as well for support. This is warrior three. It's a balancing pose. Balancing pose are great for concentration skills. And they work a lot better if the little yoga teacher wouldn't talk so much. All right, one more breath. And then lower the back leg down. But this time it's not as far away as it was whenever you did warrior one. This is called pyramid pose. And now the toes are both pointed to the forward edge of the mat. And your body can be nice and long, like a long spine reaching down to the blocks. Or if your body would like, you can fold over that leg and just let your body belong here. Now, the trick is the hip of the leg that's forward wants to roll around on you. That's the way it wants to be. So you want to push it back and really try to keep the hip square here. So give it a little bit of help with your brain, keeping left and right hip side by side. This is pyramid pose. All right, now bring your feet together. Take your blocks right in front of you and take one hand to a block. And again, you've got three ways to work your block. So find the right height for you. Bend the knee towards the hand that's reaching towards the block. The other leg remains strong as you reach up to the sky. Now, this is stretching out the outside of the leg, maybe. You feeling it? Okay. And that's supposed to be tight. It's your IT band. It's holding things together, but this gives it an opportunity for some stretch. All right, the hand that's high comes low to the block. That knee will bend, and the opposite leg lengthens as the hand reaches high. Now, if your hand just goes over to the wall and not up to the sky, that's all good. If your neck feels better looking to the ceiling or looking down to the floor, you listen to your body and do the thing that feels good. Find what feels good. All right, the hand that's high comes low, and then let your body be really heavy as you just inch by inch pull your body to standing by rolling up and stacking like one vertebra on top of the other, like Lego blocks. All right, there you go. And roll your shoulders up and back and down. Ta-da! How you feel? All right, take a moment to feel what that side of your body we worked like with balance and just see if there's a difference. You may or may not notice anything. This is called interoception. It's the same skill that you use when your body says, time to go to the bathroom, time to get something to eat. You're tired, get some rest, right? So we listen to our body sometimes when we hear those things, but we don't often pay attention to the subtleties. So interoception, or this chance to really tune in, may or may not feel some slight differences. All right, take the opposite foot forward, set yourself up for warrior one on this side, and I will turn it this way just so our Zoom folks can see. So you've just got the other leg bent forward here and the opposite leg back at 11 or 1, toes to 11 or 1. Belly button is forward, reaching your wings up, or Y, or goalpost and rolling pinkies towards one another. I don't have as much bend in this knee. Notice what you notice about your body. And it really takes a lot of effort for me to keep the knee over the ankle. It wants to fall out. Again, those are all the experiences that we've had that are creating tightness and tension in places in your body that we don't even think that affect, other parts of us. Like if there's tightness in your hip, you're going to feel it in other places in your body that you would not expect. I've got a great thing we need to do sometime that you can actually make your your neck relax by moving your feet. You need to play that. It is. All right, your blocks, move them down there to the front of you. If you don't have them, stack them the way that feels right for you. Balance yourself on that forward leg. And again, all sides are not created equal. If it feels better to keep the toe perched on the ground, give yourself that extra grounding opportunity. Your body's long here, belly button reaching to the floor. You don't want to have the leg go higher than the hip with warrior three. If you go higher than the hip, it's another pose called standing splits. My standing splits in warrior three look a lot alike. Breathing in and breathing out. And rest that back leg. Find your pyramid pose. Long, strong legs with both legs, hips square. You can keep the crown of the head moving forward, or you can relax and just lean over whatever it feels like to fold your body here. All right. Lift up the head, bring the feet side by side. Heel toe them to the width of the mat, and then take your fists to your hips for a power pose and squeeze muscles in your belly and back and legs and feet, and just lift yourself up and channel your inner Wonder Woman or your inner Superman, right? And there really is research that shows that if you, like for your interview this week, I should have told you this, because if you stand like this prior to having to have those experiences, so the next time you have to go before some kind of something, stand up tall. And the proof is in the pudding that the research shows those people interviewed more confidently than the people that sat there waiting like that. Isn't that something? All right, shake it out. Shake it out. All right, come on down to the floor, or if is that good? Or you could we can get a chair or something? Okay, all right. But and if you like to do chair, we're Miss Diane, we're meeting here on Wednesdays from 12 to 12:20. If anybody'd like to do that before you do your 1 o'clock class or whatever, 12 to 12:20, and we're here for chair. Yeah, and it's really good. It's just kind of a brain break in the middle of the day. But we will also show how to modify things because you're more often in a chair, right, than you're not. Yeah. So we're gonna do a boat pose. So grab your tie and put it right there under your toes. And boats can look lots of different ways. So you can float your boat many ways. The first way you can do it is, and I like to teach like bus stops. I go to an exercise class where the lady shows how to do something, and then she shows you how to modify it because I'm the one that always needs to modify it. I'm like, just show me that first, and I can get off the bus right there, and then you can take those other people on down the road that can do more and see more, and I'm good. So we'll start with the bus stop number one, and that's just sitting up, and that may be enough of a challenge, right, for your body. And if you even want to support, I have kiddos that use their hands back here to help, and you can play with how that feels with your wrist or take your weights back there. But that can be your boat. All right. The trick with boat pose is you want to keep the spine nice and long, right? You don't want to round it when we work it because you're really trying to strengthen core strength here. And somewhere I've got to go back with the research, but somewhere I've read and learned that when the core is strong, your legs are strong, your arms are strong, your everything else is strong. You don't need to work on those parts. You need to work on the core, and other things follow suit. All right. So this can be good. Or you can take your hands right behind your knees and lean back. Yeah, stay on the bus stop. That's right. I'm telling you, you find the right bus stop for you. Nobody's judging there's no blue ribbon if you do something different. And then there is another bus stop if you'd like to try it where you can lift. But again, watch your back. You want the back to be long and strong. All right. So you find the bus stop that feels right because even the people on Zoom, if you like this and you want to do this, you can add more to it. Or if you want to lengthen through your legs up, I can't hold them there, but you can do that as well. All right. And we had our tie out because that's another option too. You can put them in the tie. So find your boat for one more breath because I've explained it a lot and you've worked all that time. And then come on down and pull your knees to your chest. Okay. All right. Let's do a twist and some resting. So is it okay to lay down? You feel good laying down? All right, lay down on your back. Feel your body really connect with the ground. And take one leg long and leave one leg tinted to the sky. Your arms can go out beside you, um, like like Jesus on the cross, right? Like a arm palms to the ceiling. But let this knee that's up, let it fall over the body and let your body twist till it feels like that feels good. If you can do more, you're welcome to let it fall over more. If it would feel better to prop it up with your block and not let it fall and pull too much, you can do that. But look away from your knee, and this is called a line spinal twist. If you want to work your hands where you're pulling down on that knee on the side that it's leaning towards, sometimes that feels good for me, but you find what feels good for you today. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Yahweh. And then let your body come back to the mat with the back of the body. Iron out any wrinkles that you have, meaning that if you need to readjust, you're welcome to. The leg that's long bends and reaches the ceiling as the other leg stretches long to the top edge of your mat. And then now let it fall the other way. So this is a counter move. You're just doing the opposite that you just did. And again, prop it up, pull it down, whatever feels right. And I even like to lift up my upper back and kind of straighten it out to get more to the twist. But just do what feels good, looking away. Yogis like to end practices with twists because they think that is like a way to realign the spine. During the yoga practice, you've had a chance to stretch from side to side, forwards and backwards, twisting right and left and lengthening. And then all day long, you do the compression, right? You're the tallest you're ever going to be when you wake up in the morning, and the shortest you are when you go to bed at night because you've been pulled down all day by gravity. All right, roll back to your back body, pull your knees to your chest, draw some circles on the ceiling if you would like. We can go both ways. Big or little circles. Knees can work towards armpits, and hands can work towards feet, like the top of like the knees or the legs to kind of do what's called a happy baby, if that feels good for you. And then now find a way you want to rest. So resting can be legs stretched out and body um, uh, the arms resting, palms to the ceiling. You can support underneath your thighs with your blocks if you have low back tightness. You can keep the knees pinted and legs to the width of the mat, let the knees fall in. You can curl up on your side body if it feels better to rest that way. And I do have some lavender cloths if anybody would like that. Some people like that smell and that it's a relaxing kind of smell. And all it is a washcloth that was dipped in some water with some lavender essential oil drops. Would you like one? And we got plenty, so you're welcome to have more. Some people like it on their forehead. Some people put it on their neck. Some people like it on their wrist. Some people like it. Would you like another one? No, you want one for both wrists or something? No, don't worry, I'm good. Okay. And then afterwards, if you'd like, you can wipe your yoga mat with it too. It's a somebody said it's an astringent. I'm not sure about all that, but it does make things smell good. So find your way to rest by feeling your body on the mat, knowing that God surrounds you with love in every part of this day. God is always with you. He's always protecting you, guiding you, but we're not always tuned in. And maybe our yoga gives us that opportunity to take a moment to be still and quiet and feel that love. You O Lord, are a shield around me. You're the glory and the lifter of my head. You, O Lord, are a shield around me. You're the glory and the lifter of my head. Let your breath deepen. Let movement come back into your body with small invitations like movement of fingers and rolling wrists and ankles and stretching here and there. Your body would appreciate a stretch from toe tips to fingertips. Or it may like to pull the knees into the chest and rock and roll on the back. Whatever you would like, you can move and then eventually roll to the side body, curling up like a little puppy on a summer day where that sunshine is warming the welcome mat and the puppies curled up and resting. Or cat, if you're a cat person. Take several breaths there. And then when you're ready, you take the hand that's farthest away from the mat right in front of you, push into your hand and support yourself as you lengthen and sit up nice and tall. So take your time, move intentionally and move well. All right, you can sit crisscross applesauce or however it feels good to you. And reach your arms out to the side. Breath in and exhale as you push the palms together and bring your thumbs to your heart. Namaste. The light in me honors and appreciates the spirit that's alive and works in you every day. In your name we pray, Lord, and all God's children say, amen. All right, go out and get her done. All right, I wanted to show you what the alien sound was. This is called a singing bowl, and I had it in the car for the kids. This is one that's supposed to be tuned into the solar plexus. So, you know, the part of you that has power. Power. All right, and so what? A singing bowl. So it's just another way to tune in. What I do with little kiddos is I have a smaller one and we practice going around and then I bring the bigger one. We did the smaller one this week, but I'd already taken that back. But that it's really fun because you say thumbs up as long as you hear a sound. So for little people, it's like gives them a purpose. So give it a try. This one I found it will hurt my ears. Did it hurt y'all's ears?
It was very loud.
It is. Okay, so I won't go very loud with it, but I wasn't sure what it would sound like on Zoom either. All right, here we go. When you hear a sound, thumbs up. The closer you are to the bowl, the more longer you can hear that vibration, that sound. But again, if you're one of those people like I am, where your mind is going, oh, this is due next week, and I really should be thinking about going to the library, even though it's cold in the library and I don't want to be in the library. You know, like if you start doing all that when you're trying to pray or trying to be still and quiet, a tool like this. Now, this I don't recommend being the first thing you purchase. I got this with some yoga camp money. It's a crystal one, but they are neat. I want to get another one that's not so harsh sounding. I don't know. I haven't figured that out because I buy, but oh no, there is a store somewhere around here that sells them. Now, let me remember what somebody told me. I'll let you know. But I buy them from Amazon. So, and I'll bring you a couple because the other thing you can do is finger symbols, and you can have, and I've got a loud one and a soft one of that. And so we'll play with that because I feel like having that focus, it's like, okay, it makes you stay in that moment, which we're always trying to do. But don't beat yourself up about like being in the library and that it's cold and don't beat yourself up. Your brain was made to think. And so yogis say, when your mind wanders, just come back to your breath. And every time it wanders, just thank yourself that you get a million chances to come back to God, right? You just come back to God, come back to the breath, come back to the breath. It just gives you more chance to practice. Yeah. All right, how you feeling?
Good.
All right, how you out there feeling? Y'all good? All right, we'll see you later. We're gonna cut the recording now.